What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy MORDIN, and I'm back again with another entertainment video right here for you. So, a lot has gone down during the week. Sammy Flex's media tour, and we'll talk about a few pointers that came out. Vybz Kartel still bigged up Shatta Wale over the weekend on Drink Champs, and also I want to talk about the music awards and maybe other things that may prick my mind during this time. So I hope you enjoy, stay tuned and enjoy this one. If you are a follower of this channel, do well to share the video to some other people so they can watch. And do not forget to like the video because it helps the algorithm push the videos to more and more people. Let's get straight to it. So Charlie, there is this thing that I've noticed, and it's part of Sammy Flex's brand to the whole Shatta movement thing, right? And this weekend, actually on Valentine's Day, was what actually pushed the whole thing even further. You understand? And it was a beautiful thing to see that he was out there on several different platforms. I've taken my time to watch a few of the interviews, and I must say, Sammy Flex is actually a professional, a true professional to what he does. Now, most of the interviews, when you pay attention to them, the questions were coming from a certain angle of respect. And there were some things they wanted to understand from the Shatta movement brand. And I think Sammy Flex did a very good job explaining most of the things, right? A lot of the times, this was lacking because whenever Shatta Wale speaks, it's only a few people who truly grasp whatever he is saying, right? People who are closer to his vision, not to him per se, to his vision. Those who see his vision from afar, those who listen to his songs, those who are able to follow his story and what he's got to say from a distance are able to understand it. Now, there are other people which unlucky or let me say unfortunately fall on the other side of taking information from the traditional or legacy media, right? And these people would not necessarily understand any and everything. They will usually go with the usual answers they get from the media. And when I say media, I'm always directing my attention towards that of the legacy media and the traditional media as well, right? So Sammy Flex was able to break down some of the things properly for people to understand, which I love. And I think going forward, he should be the PR mechanism of the Shatta movement, where he will come and share his thoughts on things that are happening, giving us the actual inside story of whatever is happening. He's actually doing it, but to the tune of going on this media tour and answering the questions. I mean, making himself available that we are here to work with you. If you only open up to us, we will definitely come. Then, of course, he answered questions from Shutters Field with Stoneboy, the VGMAs, and a host of other things, Shutter stands currently with regards to music and all that kind of stuff. And one thing he touched on, and I want to also go in there, is the music thing, the music awards, right? Those who used to watch me before, I used to comment on the Ghana Music Awards and all that stuff, but if you've actually paid attention, it is something I don't mention at all in my videos, simply because of how unprofessional they are. And there are things that they've been doing, and I think that if you don't show respect to the Ghanaian artist, I don't know how I'm going to support your mention, because at the end of the day, you are keeping data, and this data in a long time, right? In one day when we are all dead and gone, people will dig into archives and look for history. And the history of the Ghana Music Awards will not tell the true story of the Ghanaian musician or whatever our musical stages has been over the years. I don't think that when you look closely 50 years to come back in history, the VGMA or the TGMA will tell the story the way it's supposed to be. And that is my reason for not paying attention to them. I think an award scheme like Three Music Awards was coming in the right way to actually honor the arts, because you see, to deal with musicians, they are different human beings, right? They have ego, and their egos are really, really, really huge. And so sometimes you have to be professional enough to break the two entities apart. I'm talking about the artistry and then the person, the character, the real person behind the music. And if you don't do that, you would find yourself always having these issues like that of Shatta Wale and the VGMA or the TGMA now. I'll keep saying VGMA because that was the past entity, and now perhaps they may be the same people, but maybe because the partnership has changed. I mean, of course, it's the same Vodafone, but now it's Telecel, is the same thing. Maybe leadership might come in there and say that, hey, we want this guy on board or something. You never know, right? And so that has been my stance, that the VGMAs or the TGMAs, when you go into the future, will never speak to what the Ghanaian actual line has been. Now, a typical example would be when you look at the years, over the years, 2017, for example, 2018, and some of the other years, will you say that the artists that won the Artist of the Year were the rightful people who took who got the award? These are questions, you know. And when someone like EL came out one time during an interview to say that the year he won the Artist of the Year, if actually Shatta Wale was on board, Shatta should have taken that because he feels honestly that that award doesn't belong to him. He is an honest artist who came out to say some of these things, right? And we can see that there are times when people work, they work like that of last year, for example, when Stonebwoy won Artist of the Year. I'm not saying Stonebwoy didn't work, but when you look at the trajectory of work done by Kim Promise, there is no way that Stonebwoy should have won that award, the Artist of the Year. Forget the fact that I'm a Shatta Wale fan, forget the fact that I support SM and all that stuff, but the truth must be told. Kim Promise's song, that Terminator, sold Ghana than any other song under the year of review. And it was a tough year. You understand? It was a tough year. And you're talking about Terminator, you're talking about Sugarcane from the man Camido, where even Kim Promise also featured on it. And Kim Promise was the first Ghanaian artist to go all the way to Asia to follow up on a song that was trending. It was used for the FIFA Under 17 Under 20 World Cup. And this song was so huge, and we let such history run by simply because of internal politics, and we give the award to Stonebwoy. Now, when you look at that year under review, 50 years to come, the Kim Promise story, if not documented well and properly, will not be heard by anybody. And so you would see that in the next 50 years to come, when people start digging the archives to understand our music scene and to see how they can better things, they won't really have anything or any real hard data to fall back on. This disparity is there because partly the board, Charterhouse, is owned by a Nigerian. And they may not necessarily have the Ghanaian music at heart, because perhaps they see the whole thing as a business. And so if they are only coming in for the business, then of course they will do what will bring money into their pocket. You understand? There are a lot of things that should have been done properly or should be done properly, but still we are behind where we are. And such an award needs a better, let me say, not better management, but proper structure to do things properly so that the name Ghana, which is the tag on it, would be better in the future. That's just simply what I think about this. And so I like the stance Sammy Flex actually made on this very one, where he was saying that for the awards himself, he doesn't think Shatta Wale should be there, but Shatta Wale is also thinking of partnering with them. Now, that is the boss mindset he's taking right there, where he thinks that he's building a business, which is Shaxi. And he's thinking that if I've been complaining about this same award scheme, if ever I want to join forces with them, then it should be me sponsoring a category in there and making things better the way it's supposed to be for any artist that picks up the award. Now, let's fast track something. When GN Bank Awards, I don't know, there was a name for it, but there was this other awards that came where Shatta Wale actually won the overall artist or so, or the most popular artist or so, and he was awarded the Dodge Charger, that car you guys see, right? It was in white at the time. Now, today, even with the years gone by and all those things, you see Shatta Wale still have the car in his house. He has rewrapped it, resprayed it in multiple forms and shapes and like, but this is something he cherishes. Anytime he looks at that car, he knows that, oh, it was because of my hard work. This is something that was given to me by way of my hard work under the year of review. And even that year, the question is, did he win the Artist of the Year from the Ghana Music Awards? These are some questions that we need to actually answer. And so for Shatta Wale wanting to go in there, if possible, he would like to do it in the form of a business where he says that, okay, I can take the unsung category, for example, or I can even take the Artist of the Year and say that whoever wins the Artist of the Year will get a house, will get a car from Shaxi, a branded Shaxi, to work for them, to generate money for them. And this is something worth the while. If Shaxi can guarantee that an artist gets, let's say, or anyone who is driving on a weekly basis gets, let's say, 2,000 cedis every single month, right? And you are, let's say, a new artist or upcoming artist who gets selected for any of the categories under which Shaxi is promoting. If you win that and you have a car registered to your name that is bringing you income every single month, I mean, that is a good thing. That is a no-brainer. And these are some of the values that I think Shatta Wale is looking at the whole thing from. You know, you need to, first of all, look at the things from a very, look at everything from a very distinctive perspective. That one, you've been criticizing everybody around the Ghana music industry that the things that are being done are not done properly. And so if they are not done properly, how will you change it? You know, and these are some of the ways when you're coming on board to be a support or to be a sponsor, what value are you adding to the whole thing to make it look better or even boost the morale of the participants in there, you know? So these are some of the things, and I think it's a very good one. Now, I think going forward, Sammy Flex should remain PR and do what he's doing so that Shatta Wale stays off these TV and radio interviews. We make him scarce for everybody else. We love his tweets. We love his social media posts every now and then, and that is good. The music should do the talking. So long as he's keeping quiet for some time, I think it's good. We're going to miss him, of course, because we know whenever he goes live on Facebook and on IG and also TikTok, he makes money off those platforms. We know. He can do them, but not to address industry issues. He can go live, make fun of people, and just do his usual comedic stuff on there for people to laugh. And that in itself is a good thing, to make money for himself and to also sort of like bring joy to the masses who enjoy his comedic side also, you know. So this is a very good thing. I think he should continue to also look into that one. But to come and speak actively on industry related issues via the rant style, the way he used to do it, I say no. Maybe he can do every now and then a live session where he speaks calmly and thoroughly to the issues. And that, I think, more and more people will start listening, because it isn't as if the first time they didn't hear him. They actually heard him like loud and clear. But the fact that they have a certain mindset and they were so willing to stick with that mindset, I mean, they will forever be in that shoe, because like I said, this is a group of artists, creatives, and when it comes to that aspect of life, the egos are really, really, really high. And so that's one thing we should look at. Another thing, over the weekend, Vybz Kartel was on Drink Champs, and Vybz Kartel still bigged up Shatta Wale. The question was what he thinks about Afro beats, and he was clear to the T that, hey, yo, Afrobeat actually defines what all we have right here: reggae, hip hop, dancehall, reggaeton. Everything is African music. Everything is inspired by African music. And he went ahead to state the fact that he has a song with Wizkid, and also mentioned Shatta Wale, that Shatta Wale came all the way from Ghana and effed up the Freedom Street stage. That is how, and he goes ahead to say that that's my bro. You know, that is the relationship that exists between them. I'm happy that anywhere Vybz Kartel gets the opportunity to be, he throws some light on Shatta Wale and gives him the respect that he's due. And I think with time, Shatta Wale is going to rise to the level we actually want to see him go. Shatta Wale for himself says that his cup is is now running over. Right now, he's at a stage where my cup runneth over. That means artist, for his music side of things, he has achieved whatever he wants to do, because maybe he came in for the money and wants to build wealth for himself, build everything around him that we see today, and for him it is okay. But everything else that is left, like playing the bigger international stages and all that kind of stuff, and working with some other producers out there in the world. I think these are all dreams from the fan bases, and maybe now he wants to actually make some of those dreams come true because it was a teamwork. It was Shatta Wale and the Shatta movement fans that came together to actually make these things happen. And so, if one party is demanding you to mimic a certain image for them to feel happy, of course you've got to do that for them. And so, big ups Vybz Kartel for giving Shatta Wale that mention over there. It's a wonderful thing. Guys, let me know what you think about this whole video in the comment section. My name is MORDIN, and like you always know, every week on Wednesday my podcast, the MORDIN podcast, will drop. I love the way you guys are supporting it so far. I'm really grateful. If there are guests you want me to speak to, kindly let me know in the comment section. I've actually listened to some of you. You mentioned that you want me to speak to Head Boy. I have reached out to him on TikTok, but I haven't gotten any response as of now. So if you guys have contact to him, you can send me a message and say he should check his inbox. MORDIN has sent him a message, and then probably we can see how it goes from there. And there are a few other people I've contacted, and as and when they get back to me, we can sit and do the podcast. I really want to have authentic conversations with genuine people right on the MORDIN podcast so that we can give more and more out there. And I will also sit down at length to break down some of the topics for everyone to see. My name, as you always know, will always remain MORDIN, and like I always say on this channel, it's always about positivity. If anybody comes to you with a negative vibe, turn around with a smile and say, peace out.